Join me for a fat-tested plus-size walkthrough of Aquatica Water Park by SeaWorld here in San Antonio, Texas. Here's some of the pricing for those of you interested. That's crazy. Those suites are insane. It's 100 degrees today, so no surprise there's a line to get in. I'm gonna show you the pools, the rides, the exhibits, the slides, so you can know what you can fit on and do here at Aquatica at SeaWorld. The first thing we see when we enter to the right are the stingrays. If you're curious, I happen to be 345 pounds. I'm 5'8" with a 52-inch waist. And at water parks, it's more about weight and not about width of your sides. So that's all that's going to matter today is what is the weight limit on the slides. Here at Kiwi Reef, for the stingray encounter, you can feed, touch, and interact with the stingrays. The first water slide up is Stingray Falls. This is considered the premier water slide here. This attraction is a multi-person ride and can hold up to 3 adults or 4 people max. It does have a group weight limit of 800 pounds. So if you have a group, you should be able to ride this with at least one other person. But just so you know, it does have that group where it cannot go over 800 pounds and it's 3 adults and up to 4 people per raft. This is one of the challenges of traveling alone, is that I usually do not have someone else to go on these group water slides with. And, you know, they tend to be the only ones that as a plus size person that you can ride on. But we will see how the rest of these work out. Oh, they got a mimosa bar. I do love a mimosa. Next up is Ehu's Breakaway Falls, and this one unfortunately has a limit of 300 pounds, so a lot of you guys will be able to fit on it, but that is not going to be for me. Here you go. Here are all the slides here. We continue heading to the right. We've reached one of the entrances for Loggerhead Lane, which is the lazy river, which is always my favorite. Obviously no weight limit on here, but we will enjoy that a little bit later. Next up is Riptide Race. Maximal operational load for 2 riders is 400 pounds, and individual riders may not be over 250 pounds for this one. So there you go on that one. Unfortunately, that's going to be another no for me. Looks like we found another entrance to Loggerhead Lane that does not have a long line waiting. Just so you know, this one does have water effects, so it's not just a lazy float. One of the things I do love that I've seen here is that they put up a lot of shade over the seatings, and that's something you don't see at a ton of water parks, where you actually make sure you have plenty of shade if you want to. Here is Waterstone Grill, which seems to be the largest restaurant here, and with a bunch of picnic tables to eat at. Oh look, here's a map. All right, so here's where we came in. Kiwi Falls, which is with the stingrays. Stingray Falls, Ehu Breakaway, Riptide Race, and then Loggerhead Lane. And now we are working our way. We are up here now. The first of the children's play areas, Kata's Kookaburra Cove. General smaller splash pad with a bunch of different effects. And there are more canopies over here for you to reserve. Here is Kiwi Curl and Tonga Twister. The weight limit on these is 300 pounds. So the tortoises used to be here by the mac and cheese truck, but they are no longer here. Not sure if they're coming back or not. We're back near the entrance now, and this is kind of what divides the park in half. It's the Big Surf Shores, which is obviously their giant wave pool where there will be no weight limit. We'll go enjoy that later. We've reached another kids area, Zippity Zappity. You have to be under 48 inches tall for these slides here. Here is Wanau Waters. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it looks like it's just a little wading area with a 3-foot depth. This one actually has a swim-up bar, which is kind of cool. That's awesome. I haven't seen that at a water park in a while. Mango Market, another quick service place with some pizza, wraps, a few sides. Here we have Tomato Racers. You have to be 42 inches tall, and it has a max load of 300 pounds. While Hollow Wave is another group slide. For this one, you have to be 48 inches to ride, and it is a 2 or 4 guests. And max load is 700 pounds. There you go. So no 3-person rides. If you'd like a guide and printable checklist to all of these slides and the attractions here at SeaWorld San Antonio and Aquatica, this comes as a bonus with all the SeaWorld stuff. So you can check that out in my resources and get all of that, or become a Patreon. And if you are at the $25 a month level, you get every park that I go to, and make sure to get a guide, checklist, early access to the walkthroughs, everything like that. Plus, you help the channel so I can go to more parks and give you guys more resources. Here's another play area with a giant bucket to fall on you. This area is called Walkabout Waters. Here we have Tassie's Twisters and Hooroo Run, and both of these have a 250-pound limit, or 400 for double riders. Here's Turi's Beach Bar, but again, if you are drinking in this heat, please be very cautious and also add plenty of water. And here we have Cutback Cove, which we have another little area the kids can jump around on these little things here. There's a splash pad back there and a few different little slides. Time to finally get wet. One of the things I actually like about this is they have a long timer, so you know when the waves are coming. So it looks like there's about 6 minutes between them. And now we've got about 4 minutes left. This is where the line where it starts getting deeper. And then, but you can only go to that rope there, so it's not far out. And it is packed. I'm just happy to finally start getting wet because it is hot. So it's actually pretty mild waves, ultimately. Like this is, I'm at the very edge you can go, and it doesn't really move me or push me over my head. So it's nice, but it's not Typhoon Lagoon. Let's head over to the Lazy River. Make sure to stay tuned until the end. I'll give you my overall thoughts on what Aquatica is like for a plus-size person. Now that is a giant cabana, and it looks like they come with their own tube, so you don't have to wait over here to do that. Here's the tube. Let's see if I can fit in it. Like a snug hula hoop. Hey. Oh, that feels good. Hey. That was fun. All right, guys, my overview of Aquatica SeaWorld for me. This is at my weight as a solo traveler. I have to say, I feel like this was a little bit of a bust for me. There were some, if I was with a group, there were some rides that I could do. If I was under 300, there were some slides I could do. Unfortunately, I'm not, and so that didn't work for me and my situation. I also felt that the wave pool was a little too tame, and that I kept getting hit by kids in the lazy river, so it was very not lazy. So, you know, it was just too crowded with too many kids screaming in my ear and kicking me to relax and enjoy the lazy river. That's my opinion. That was my experience here. That does not mean it's going to be the experience for you and your family. And I do encourage you, I think if you've got a group that you want to come with and if you've got season passes, then this is definitely worth taking some time and coming and cooling off. If you're if you're a plus size traveler but under 300, there'll be plenty of more slides for you to do. If you've got a group, you can do the group slides. There's all kinds of things, if you're in a different situation than mine, that this might work out great for. But in my situation, I would have to give this general pass. But if you enjoyed this walkthrough, make sure to watch the walkthrough of Six Flags and check out all the rides I was able to ride over there and all the different shows.